Hey.
Hi, Sean. I talked to you yesterday. Good. You are fantastic. Thank you. Yes. A great host. Sean is great. Listen to his show. Absolutely. 95.5.
One mic. All I need is one mic. That's all I need.
Hey, Shelly with the show live, local, topical, and relevant, and it's Friday. I think it was payday this week, right? You know, it's funny when you have done, we're live, local, topical, and relevant, ladies and gentlemen. We're here till 9 o'clock. It's interesting about payday when you have direct deposit, right? You're happy when it comes in like that late night Wednesday, you know, but you're mad because with bill pay and all that, you're broke by Friday. So you kind of want it to come Friday because you have a couple dollars through the weekend. But when it comes in early on Wednesday, you're like, yay, it came in early, pay bill, pay bill, pay bill, pay bill. And now you're like, oh, Jared asked me, Jared tonight has his pub crawl from Children's Healthcare. And he came to me, says, hey, when you get off the air, we'll probably have 2 more bars left of the 4 bars for our pub crawl. And as much as I'd wanted to go, I'm like, tight. I'm tight. But this is Shelly Winter's show. Oh, man, let's get right to it. I have some important numbers to give to you. We're going to talk about this starting off the show. Oh, first of all, our bumper music, we're going to salute the life of Ace Frehley tonight. He passed away, as you know. And so our bumper music will have a lot of Ace Frehley. I was going to say Freely until I listened to Mark Aram's show this morning, and Deborah Green taught everybody how to correctly pronounce the last name, so it's Frehley. But he passed away. God rest in peace. Rest in peace, Ace. And so we're going to celebrate his music by playing a lot of his music during our bumpers this evening. I want to start here, my friends. I have some numbers. I've been telling you how important the PSC races are. I've been telling you that, to his credit, Charlie Bailey, he's the new chair of the Democrat Party of Georgia, right? And to his credit, meaning when I say to his credit, whenever someone is doing well, I even though it's not, I'm not on that side, but to his credit, he put a lot of effort, a lot of resources. When I say resources, I don't necessarily mean money. He was able to bring in a lot of money for this PSC race, but he also put in a lot of manpower hours, volunteer hours into this race for PSC commissioner. Right? So we have Fitz Johnson. When I say we, I mean Republicans. We have Fitz Johnson, who's an incumbent, and Tim Echols, who's the incumbent. And they're running against Alice Johnson and Peter Hubbard, who are the Democrat challengers. Millions of dollars was brought into this race by an outside group. I think 2.2 million. We have to drive turnout. That's what I'm starting to show off with tonight. And I'm admonishing my Republican people. Josh McCoon, chairman of the Georgia Republican Party, has been since July telling people that we have to mobilize around the PSC race. County organizations have been talking about it. Many county chairwomen and men around Georgia have been talking about it, but there's still infighting going on in our party. And so I want to point out to you that this infighting must stop. It must stop if we are to win these races. I don't care about the 2020 election. I don't care about paper ballots. I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care who is a rhino. I don't care who is a patriot. We have to turn out voters, period, full stop. And you can't turn out voters if you're fighting with each other, while all the Democrats on the other side are mobilized. They're phone banking, they're door knocking, and they're moving their people to the polls. Now, we already had a built-in disadvantage, and I'll tell you why. And the Democrats are very smart. Remember, this race has been in limbo for a long time due to court cases, and so it's this year. Well, guess what's going on this year? Municipal races all across the state of Georgia, many of them in big Democrat-run cities, like the city of Atlanta. It's going to turn out a lot of people to reelect Mayor Andre Dickens, which he should win in a runaway race, right? Shouldn't even be close. But there are going to be a lot of votes, a lot of voters going out to vote for these municipal races in Savannah, in Atlanta, and all across the state of Georgia. Well, there's not a lot of the smaller Republican-run races. There's smaller numbers of voters that would turn out. And so Democrats, I was told, had a 92,000 vote advantage from municipal races alone in the state of Georgia because of the turnout. That's what the analytics showed. Again, going back to with these kind of advantages that Democrats have, you can't be fighting each other. You can't have GRA fighting a chairman, a chairwoman in Cobb County every single meeting. You got to be knocking on doors. I'm sorry. So here's where we are. Friday, the 17th, early voting started this week. 63,232 votes have been cast as of this morning. I don't know what the end total is, but 63,232 have been cast as of this morning. 37.9%, I want you to hear what I'm saying, Republicans. You need to hear this. 37.9% have been recent GOP primary votes. 37%, call it 38%, have been GOP primary votes. Now, that number is a little bit deceiving because it wasn't a huge turnout in the primaries for the Republican Party because these two gentlemen were running unopposed. So that number is, we still need to be concerned, but we don't have to be as concerned because we still need to be concerned. Let me say that. Let me not try and dodge around. But on a Democrat primary vote, these are the percentages. 52.8% of the votes cast of the 63,232, 52.8% were recent Democrat primary votes. 61.5% are over age 64. 56.8% are white. 37.2% are African American. That 37.2% African American vote is higher than the 30%, which is already a good number. So the Democrats look at African American turnout and they say to themselves, if we're around the 30s, the low 30s, we're doing well statewide. Every Democrat operative will tell you that. And they know who are listening. They know they're listening right now. They listen to me every night. They will say, yes, we do. Anything in the 30s, we look at that as good for that election, no matter what it is, statewide. First week of early voting, the African-American vote statewide is at 37.2%. Democrats are mobilized. And 44.5% do not live in a city. That means these are regular voters. They're not driven to a municipal race. So they're coming out for this PSC race. We have to turn out the vote if you want to keep the two Republican incumbents in the PSC seats that they're in. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can continue fighting with the GRA. The GRE can continue to fight with the so-called rhinos. And you guys continue every Saturday when you have your county meetings arguing with each other about paper ballots. And you all can make yourselves self-important and seem like you're doing something by having these internecine fights with each other. Or what you can do starting tomorrow morning is call up Fitz's campaign or call up Tim Echols' campaign and ask for a walk list or ask for a call list and get on the phones. But I will tell you this, my Republican friends, who all of a sudden in the last several years have become political experts and know what's right and wrong in everything. Let me tell you this. If these two seats are lost, forget what happens to your electric bill because clearly you didn't care. But if these two seats are lost, going into the midterms next year, okay, let me say this. There's going to be a problem. You know why? Because if the Democrats win these two seats, not one, but both, and it's not even close. When I say not even close, like 55, 56%, okay? If they win these seats, they will be empowered statewide going into 2026. And you'll be screaming about paper ballots. You'll be screaming about the counties with all of these extra votes. And you'll be screaming, oh, they're cheating, Shelley, they're cheating, Shelley. Let alone that we won in 2024. You'll excuse that. And you'll start screaming, cheating, 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 cheating. And they will start to push the narrative, and the national media will start to push the narratives as we go into 2026. They will start to push the narrative to big donors. I'm talking about the billionaires on the left. They will start to push the narrative to those big donors that Georgia is a purple state. And then it's a battle in 2026, not only for Senate, but for governor, state, lieutenant governor, attorney general, all the way down to state school superintendent. Do you want that? I don't think so. Get to work, Republicans. I'm giving you the numbers here. Right now, as of today, October 17th, we are losing the PSC commission races. The incumbents are losing. You know why they're losing? Because we're not doing our job. You're not doing your job. You're not getting out there. You're fighting with each other. You're getting on social media. You're calling out names. You're defending young Republicans who are calling racist titles. Oh, that's okay, Shelley. It's all right. No, nothing to see here. All the silly stuff. Get to work. Call the Georgia GOP tomorrow morning. Call Josh McCoon tomorrow morning. Call Fitz Johnson. Call Tim Echols and ask them for a walk list or a phone list so you can get to working. Unless you want to spend the next year listening to Time Magazine, listening to CNN, listening to MSNBC, listening to Wall Street Journal, listening to the BBC, listening to Daily Mail, listening to everybody tell you that Georgia is a purple state. Because the Democrats will be excited. You want to take that excitement away from them, you better hit the polls. You better pull it for Tim Echols and Fitz Johnson, because if you don't, this is going to be bad for a year. Shelley went to show 448-720-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Stop fighting each other over silliness. Who's a patriot? Who's a rhino? Who's a Trumper? Who's not really a Trumper? Stupid. We'll be right back.